Traveler's Gift, part 4, I think. When David wakes up the next time, he's surrounded by a lot of noise and crickety crackety, the sound of wood when it creaks, and he's sitting on a pile of ropes, and it takes him a minute to get his bearings, and then he realizes he's on a seagoing vessel that's really old, and it takes him a while to get his bearings, and when he finally does, somebody's talking to him and saying, get up, and he got up and he followed this person, and they started climbing, and they wound up in a crow's, I think they call it a crow's nest. I'm looking. Yeah, it's a wooden cup built around the top of a mast. Yeah, the crow's nest. So they're standing now in a crow's nest on top of a mast, a huge mast on this really old ship. And he's real confused about where he is and who he's with. And finally he said, who are you? And the guy says, I'm Captain Colon, Captain Cristobal Colon. And then David realizes it's Christopher Columbus. So he's on the Santa Maria with Christopher Columbus, and he's not real sure where they are. They're out, there's sea everywhere they look. And as the story goes, Christopher Columbus is convinced that he's finding a new trade route heading west. No one's ever gone west before, and no one believes that he's going to find land going west, because no one ever has, obviously. And he is just determined, and he's very passionate about the fact that he knows that if he goes west long enough, he'll find a new trade route. So he's determined to keep going, even though the king and queen want him to turn back. And I didn't highlight it, so I don't remember, but he's like 40 days into his journey, and they're wanting him to pull back, and he doesn't want to pull back. He thinks he's just within reach. And so he's going through this conundrum of not doing what his financiers are telling him to do, but doing what he is so passionate about. And here's David along for the ride. So some of the things that I highlighted during their discussion, I want to share with you. One of them is, Columbus says with a smile, if you worry about what other people think of you, then you'll have more confidence in their opinion than you have in your own. Isn't that so true? When you give people space in your brain worrying about what they think, then you're basically saying what they think about you is more important than what you think about yourself. So I thought that was beautifully written. Later on he says, passion is a product of the heart. Passion is what helps you when you have a great dream. Passion breeds conviction and turns mediocrity into excellence. Your passion will motivate others to join you in pursuit of your dream. With passion, you'll overcome unsurmountable obstacles. You will become unstoppable. So for the people that you know that have just plugged along, never given up on something, and then finally had success, it's because of the passion that they carried with them, and the passion that they feel toward whatever it is they're working toward, and the belief system that they hold about the payoff coming. So I love this section too, because it talks about passion, and we all need passion to carry us through the dark times, the hard times. So if you've forgotten what your passion is, figure it out. And if you're not working in your passion, make a change, because you won't be fulfilled if you're working hard without passion. So this part talks about a decided heart or an undecided heart, and he says, most people fail at whatever they attempt because of an undecided heart. Should I? Shouldn't I? Should I not? Should I go forward? Should I go back? Success requires the emotional balance of a committed heart. When confronted with a challenge, the committed heart will search for a solution. The undecided heart searches for an escape. I know I felt that way before. He goes on to say, a committed heart does not wait for conditions to be exactly right. Why? Because conditions are never exactly right. Indecision limits the Almighty and his ability to perform miracles in your life. That's where that trust and passion comes in. Like, be determined to be successful and trust that your higher power has your back. And then he gives David his scroll and he says, "It's time for you to read the message I've given for you. Study it carefully, for it's within these words that you will find a heart for success that you did not know existed." So that's the question for you. Do you have a heart for success? And if you do, is it in the line of work you're in now, or should you make a change? So here's what the scroll said. The fourth decision for success: I have a decided heart. A wise man once said, "A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step." Knowing this to be true, I'm taking my first step today. For too long, my feet have been tentative, shuffling left and right, more backward than forward, as my heart gauged the direction of the wind. Criticism, condemnation, and complaint are creatures of the wind. They come and go on the wasted breath of lesser beings and have no power over me. The power to control direction belongs to me. Today, I will begin to exercise that power. My course has been charted. My destiny is assured. I have a decided heart. I am passionate about my vision for the future. I will awaken every morning with an excitement about the new day and its opportunity for growth and change. My thoughts and actions will work in a forward motion, never sliding into the dark forest of doubt or the muddy quicksand of self-pity. I will freely give my vision for the future to others, and as they see the belief in my eyes, they will follow me. I will lay my head on a pillow at night, happily exhausted, knowing that I've done everything within my power to move the mountains in my path. As I sleep, the same dream that dominates my waking hours will be with me in the dark. Yes, I have a dream. It's a great dream, and I will never apologize for it. Neither will I ever let it go, for if I did, my life would be finished. My hopes, my passion, my vision for the future are my very existence. A person without a dream never had a dream come true. I have a decided heart. I will not wait. I know that the purpose of analysis is to come to a conclusion. I've tested the angles, I've measured the probabilities, and now I have made a decision with my heart. I am not timid. I will move now and not look back. What I put off until tomorrow, I will put off until the next day as well. I don't procrastinate. All my problems become smaller when I confront them. If I touch a thistle with caution, it'll prick me, but if I grasp it boldly, its spines crumble into dust. I will not wait. I am passionate about my vision for the future. My course has been charted. My destiny is assured. I have a decided heart. So, I hope you have a decided heart about what you want out of your life and what you want your life to be. And if you do, let's take action on it. And if you don't, let's figure out what that passion is. Because when you have a decided heart, nothing gets in your way. And I'm here to help you with that. So if you wanted one-on-one, hit me up in the DMs. We can have a chat. I do that out of the goodness of my heart and wanting to pay it forward. And I hope you'll take me up on it. Until next time, be well, get the book, figure out your passion.